Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope you're keeping well. I am your career coach, Dr. Mercy Igoki, and today you'll be talking about university funding. I am aware we have funding for TVET. We also have funding for KMTC and maybe other systems. But nevertheless, allow me just to focus on one: university funding. When we talk about university funding, we are talking about two kinds of universities. We have the private universities and we have the public universities. Private universities, the students have been funded using loan. Okay, but remember, I should have mentioned this earlier, that as a student, you must apply. That loan is not automatic. Even for the public universities, it is not automatic. You must apply. Now, talking about private universities, when you apply for loan, the government is giving 60% of tuition, capped at 612,000. What does that mean? That means that if you are taking a course that is more than 612,000, the government can only give you that maximum. Okay, and that maximum, 60% of it comes to about 367 and 200. I think 367, 200. Of course, there will be a little bit of some deductions, some that I don't even follow, but I think at the end you'll get something like 366. Remember, that is if your course if your course costs beyond 612. That's what we mean, capped at 612. 60% of it you will be given a loan by the government if you are in a private university, whether you are placed by KUPS or you requested privately as a self-sponsored student. But for as long as you are in a private university, the government will give you 60% of the tuition, capped at 612,000. Let's talk about public universities. Even for the public universities, you must apply. Okay, when you apply, there are 4 things that happen. We have scholarship, we have loan, we have household, and we have stipend. Now, scholarship, the size is on need basis. The higher the need, the higher the scholarship. Scholarship is free money from the government, using simple terms. The higher the need, the higher the scholarship, the higher the stipend. The stipend is the upkeep. The lower the loan and the lower the household. So we have 4 categories again: scholarship and stipend, that is upkeep. If your need is high, these 2 will be high. We have loan and we have household. If your need is high, your loan will be low and your household payment, the fee that you're supposed to pay as a family, will be lower. Now, this need basis means you must showcase your need. Showcasing means evidence-based. You must show the board how needy you are. So if you just follow the basic, the minimum requirements that have been given on the portal or by the university funding board, then there will be no evidence. But you need to showcase that you are actually needy. One of the things that is required by the portal is, if you do not have a parent, maybe your parent is deceased or both, then you must upload death certificate or burial permit. That is evidence that you are an orphan, or that is evidence that you do not have a parent. If you are saying you are needy, then you should be able to show us a little more, or to show the board a little more. You need to give them a little more information. Maybe a letter from the primary school teacher, a letter from the high school teacher saying that you are very needy when you are going through school. Maybe your parents needed to work for the school. Maybe your parents needed to fundraise. Maybe you are always being sent home for school fees. Your principal should be able to say something to the board to showcase your need when you are growing up, or when you are in high school. You are chief, you are sub-chief, you are a religious leader where you go to church. Those are persons that are trusted by the government to give information that is likely to show the kind of need that you are talking about. Maybe you have been educated by using the CDF funding. The CDF. If you got a letter from CDF office saying that this child we have paid for, for him from Form 1 up to Form 4, that is evidence that CDF has come in for you to actually be able to go through high school. What I'm trying to say is this: you need evidence to showcase. If your parents are sick, what evidence do you have that indeed your parents are always in and out of hospital? Do they have a chronic disease? Show it. Do you have 5 siblings that are in high school and your parents are struggling to pay? Where is the evidence? Then, because there is only one place for evidence, then you need to scan all these letters, all these recommendations, all these documents from your sponsor, if you had one. From a children's home, if you are staying in a children's home. Maybe from a rescue, maybe you are rescued from whatever. You are rescued from FGM, you are rescued from early marriage by whatever organization. Scan them together. Where you're supposed to be showing evidence, get them there, upload them there. And if you could have a cover, something to explain what you have attached, good for you. That is what it means to showcase and to give evidence of your need. Saying that you are needy is not good enough. And that is one of the reasons why we have had very, very needy cases receiving but 5. Because if you just uploaded basic minimum requirements by the portal, who knows? The board doesn't know. Those people who are, and I believe it is systemized, they don't know. You must showcase. Let's changamukia and apply for funding. Whether you are going to a private university or you are going to a public university. That is, of course, if you are needy. If you are not needy, allow other people to receive that funding. And you can pay. Please pay. If you are able to pay, please pay. If you are not able to pay, then apply. Remember, you don't need to have an ID to make the application. Toulouse, I am your coach, Dr. Mercy Igoki. I love you.